All right, well, this is screencast number 3, and we're continuing to talk about evidence that supports plate tectonics. Okay, we've already talked about piece of evidence number 1, which was down here, seafloor spreading. And now we're going to talk about properties of the seafloor itself, and then we're going to talk about locations of earthquakes and volcanoes. All right, so properties of the seafloor is piece of evidence number 2. Throughout Earth's past, the North and South poles have repeatedly switched. We know that today our compasses always point towards the North Pole, but in the past it's been the South Pole. And I'm talking about the ancient past, but the pole, the magnetic pole, periodically reverses itself. That's what they're talking about. A change of the magnetic poles is called magnetic reversal. New seafloor rock is continually formed at mid-ocean ridges. And as the new rock forms, magnetic minerals, minerals that contain iron and nickel and things like that, those magnetic minerals in the rock line up according to the Earth's magnetic poles. And as the rock hardens, the minerals become stuck in that position like tiny frozen compass needles. The seafloor continuously spreads as new rock is added, and each time Earth's poles switch, so does the alignment of the magnetic minerals in the newly formed rock. So you wind up with this little striped pattern. Okay, so it says this results in a striped pattern called a magnetic reversal pattern. It says see the diagram on the right. Okay, so they're trying to show you that, for instance, the newest crust here is oriented maybe when the magnetic pole pointed north, but then there was a previous time period where all of the new floor that was put down maybe lined up when the magnetic pole pointed south, and then another stripe from when it was pointing north, and another stripe from when it was pointing south. And actually, as you work your way away from the ridge, this is young, newly formed rock, little bit older layer, a little bit older, a little bit older, okay, older still, okay? All right, so the magnetic reversal pattern provides evidence for seafloor spreading and plate tectonics. Dating of seafloor rock also helped confirm that the seafloor is spreading. Rock farther from mid-ocean ridges is older than rock closer to the ridges. This makes sense because new rock forms at the mid-ocean ridges and pushes older rock away. Okay, then we have locations of earthquakes and volcanoes. That's piece of evidence number 3. The location of earthquakes and volcanoes are shown below. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. This provides evidence for plate tectonics because most active volcanoes are found near plate boundaries. Most earthquakes occur at or near plate boundaries as well. All right, well, we may have a bell ring here in a minute, but if we do, just ignore it. All right, so I've gone back and I've highlighted the major, the very important pieces of information that we just read. A change of magnetic poles is called a magnetic reversal. As new rock forms, magnetic minerals in the rock align with Earth's poles, and each time Earth's poles switch, so does the alignment of the magnetic minerals in the newly forming rock, and this results in a striped pattern called a magnetic reversal pattern. Also, dating of seafloor rock helps to confirm that the seafloor is spreading. Dating of seafloor rocks meaning they take rock samples and figure out how old they are, okay, at what, approximately how long ago, what date that they form. Rock farther from mid-ocean ridges is older. We have sampled that and figured it out. Okay, so rock further away is older and rock closer to the ridge is newer, which makes sense because new rock forms at mid-ocean ridges and pushes older rock away. And then we have the location of volcanoes. Volcanoes are found near plate boundaries, and most earthquakes also occur at or near plate boundaries. Okay, we've already talked about this diagram up here. I'm going to let you describe and do number 10 by yourself, but I want to talk about this picture down here. This is a map, a world map, and you see 3 things on the key. The yellow lines are plate boundaries. The blue circles are earthquakes, and the red triangles are volcanoes. Okay, so one of the things that helps us to figure out where plate boundaries are is because of earthquake and volcanic activity. And we also find these ridges and things like that in the ocean. Okay, so along these boundary lines, you see lots and lots and lots of earthquakes, okay, which indicates that things are moving around. Okay, along many of the boundary lines, you see also a lot of volcanic activity. Okay, here is the Pacific Ocean, and you see a lot of volcanoes that surround, because here's the rest of the Pacific, that surround the Pacific Ocean. This is known as the Ring of Fire. Okay, but most of your volcanoes and earthquakes are associated with those plate boundaries. That's really important for you to understand.